That was creepy. Hello everyone, this is Princess Sarah Cosplay. Woo! I actually got it right this time. I'd like to talk about something that's coming up in 9 days and will probably be less by the time I upload this video. Sailor Moon Crystal! Yeah, I'm a Sailor Moon geek. So I want to talk about today people that are particularly criticizing the new series. If you're wondering about the hair color, it is actually the exact hair color that is in the series. Like Jupiter does have chestnut hair and Ray has a raven color hair. The colors originally, Naoko actually wanted them to be all the colors of their planets. So Jupiter would have had green hair. Sailor Moon would have had pink hair. See, this is the artwork that Naoko originally wanted all the Sailor Senshi to look like. And she decided that she didn't like this, and her, I think her publishing company also agreed. And they probably also did the same. But that's why Usagi's hair actually, or Chibiusa actually has pink hair. In fact, I know in the original anime they put one episode out of Venus's past life, and I'm telling you now, that was nothing like what happened. Pretty much the first episode where Sailor Moon shows up, that's pretty much correct, except for where Tuxedo Mask is in a green blazer, he's actually in a tuxedo. The episode where Mercury shows up is pretty much correct, and with Mars, it's a little it's pretty much the same, except this one scene where Jedi, instead of wants to kill her, so he goes up to her as she's lying there unconscious, and he puts his hand on her face and says, I think my book is cracking. How beautiful. I have admired her from the very first moment I saw her, this girl, and then he gets caught off and then of course dies. Yeah, so reading online, it was very confusing because I was like, what? Why is Venus pretending to be the princess? I was so confused. And then getting reading further into the series that has nothing to do with the first arc, I was even mad. I was like, why would they screw up this way? I don't get it. Like, they messed up a lot on the manga. I mean, I didn't even remember. When recently I was even thinking to myself, I'm like, they really didn't do that bad on the anime. I just read it yesterday and I was thinking, oh my gosh, what? It's ridiculous. I mean, I've heard a lot of people complain about the anime, the new animation, and you know, the body shapes and whatever. First of all, I find their body shapes quite normal. I know a lot of people disagree and say they're too skinny. But that's exactly how it's drawn in the manga, guys. A lot of people are complaining about the theme song, saying that they wanted Moonlight Romance to come back instead of Moon Pride. I think for the singers they picked, for the time that it is in, I am okay with Moon Pride. In fact, I think it's a lovely song, very pretty. I heard an extended version of the song on one of the trailers where a violin comes in and everything, just kind of gave me that big feel of the manga. It really captures the storyline, I think, perfectly. The original song, although works with, you know, the original anime, it's for the original anime. It's nothing more than just for the original anime. This song, though, it truly represents the Sailor Senshi as a whole, the 10 of them. One thing about the original anime compared to the manga is the anime was based off for kids. So some of the monsters they had to kind of tone it down, I suppose. And you know, in the anime you'd see these ones where they would be good at tennis and they'd be throwing tennis balls at Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon would have a random tennis ball stuck around her waist. I really believe that they just destroyed Tuxedo Mask character in the anime. First of all, I mean, I could go into so many things wrong with this, but he is supposed to be just as powerful as Princess Serenity, and you will see that by the time they get to the Amazon arc. But oh, he is a very, very powerful being. His heart is kind. A lot of people think he's the worst character ever, and it's like, I really don't see what you're getting at here. And I would really love to see some power between the Senshi. Really love to see, like, because, I mean, Mars actually kills Jedi. It's not Sailor Moon that kills Jedi, or Tuxedo Mask that throws him in a lake. I can't remember how it did in the anime. But Mars just throws her fire at him and he dies. Like, it's just like, she's so boss. But they really don't show the powers of any of the Sailor Senshi, and I think the one they did wrong the most was Mercury, because everyone thinks she's a pathetic superhero who can't do anything, whereas in the manga she actually kills things and she's very good at what she does. And it's like, the generals are very important in the anime. They just died and then that was it, and was like, but you didn't show their backstory. No. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't really like the animation. May I point out that this is an anime. May I also point out that you're pointing at the original artwork of Naoko because it's very close together as the anime. Yeah. I also want to talk about what to expect in the new Sailor Moon Crystal, which you probably guessed because of the title. I figured the best place to start is actually Sailor V. It's best to start with Sailor V is because that is the foundation of Sailor Moon. I like the series because it really shows the connection between Usagi and Minako, or Princess Serenity and Sailor Venus, or Princess Venus. These books you can buy at Barnes and Nobles, or if you're in the States, or if you're in Canada, you can buy them at Indigo or Chapters, or you can always buy them online. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into the series any more than what I've already said because it is a long series, but it is a good series and you should read it. I personally think, from, you know, my example, I believe that they should have maybe 1 or 2 episodes in the Sailor Moon Crystal of that series. Alright, so these 3 books, 1, 2, 3. These ones contain the whole arc of the Dark Kingdom. And half about this one. But this is a pretty long series, and I think it's because of the introduction of explaining the past and all that other stuff. Alright, people. These are the things I'm going to tell you to be prepared for. First of all, be prepared that Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon are actually going to be they're going to know who they are. It's not going to be like they're in the middle of a battlefield and then they both find out and transform in one of another. Although that was a great idea in the anime, in the manga they pretty much tell each other. Or like he finds out first because he's pretty smart, and then he reveals it to her in a special way. So the manga is quite special, and a lot of people in some ways prefer it. I prefer it because it's the original storyline. It is written by Naoko Takeuchi, who is the creator of Sailor Moon. Toei Animation is not the creator of Sailor Moon. They're the creator of the animation, not the manga. Be prepared to not see a homosexual relationship between Kunzite and Zoisite, because that did not happen in the manga. There is a slight scene where they're sharing the same chair, but I really don't think that that makes it canon. So if you're gonna be upset about that, I don't know what to tell you. Be prepared to kind of see Usagi in a different light. She is like, she's a crybaby and she can whine and she's lazy and whatever, and a klutz, but she also has a mature side that shows quite frequently. I mean, in the anime they kind of show it when she's about to die and she says, I believe in this world, I believe in this planet, kind of thing, I believe in my friends. In the manga though, her mature side actually shows a lot more than it does in the anime. And I like that because it shows her growth as a human being, and I actually find the manga to be a lot more serious, a lot more dark in my opinion. The series is very sad at points. I can't wait to see him in the anime because I'll probably be bawling my eyes out. My personal wants in the new series. I think that they should upgrade things because they're trying to target not only older fans but also younger fans. And although the older fans are gonna be like, oh, I remember floppy disks and whatever, newer fans are gonna be like, what is that? Because there are a lot of people nowadays who don't even know what Walkmans are. So I personally believe they should update the series, like the clothes they wear. I really am not a big fan of 90s wear. I've never liked it. I'm a 90s kid though. 2 episodes of Sailor Venus. Maybe even at least a paragraph. If I have to settle with anything, at least a paragraph. I'd like to see Sailor Moon actually have white hair in her princess form, in her actual princess dress. I cannot stress this enough. I am a big fan of accuracy, and I love the original princess form of Sailor Moon better than the anime version. I would personally like to see when the series is done, because it'll probably be a long time since they produce season 4, or the Arc of the Amazon. I'd prefer to see everyone in eternal uniform. I really want to see, I mean, this will be a long time down the road, I want to see Sailor Cosmos. Please. I'd like them to explain a little better the monsters or the entities that show up in the series, because in the anime they really didn't make the connections between all the entities and all the arcs, where it's in the manga they in the end they wrap up the fact that they're all connected, all these entities. I'd really like to see them make it more apparent in the series that they are all close together in proximity. I'd like it to see more power in Princess Serenity, because I think that they really whitewashed her powers, because she is the most powerful being in the universe, and if she wanted to, she could end life in 3 seconds. But they really don't show that in the anime, because in the manga it shows her building up her powers each time. That's the point of the, you know, the weapons change. But I think in the anime it kind of made it look, they kind of like made her look powerless, because as soon as she got the upgrades she could only fight like the miniature monsters, and then she'd have to risk her life to die in order to defeat the enemy. The generals, more often in the anime, because the generals are very important. In the past life, they were actually relationships with the inners. When I found that, I was like, oh, it's so cool, I totally ship it, you know, that kind of thing. And then in the manga, they die, but every now and then they show up as spirits, and it kind of, I suppose, hints at them maybe returning one day, and in my mind, it's canon, they will. A lot of people have different faults towards this anime. I would like to point out that it is the younger generation also, and it's a new series, but it is not about the new anime. It is for the fans of the original manga series, and they're making it sure that it will stay to that by Naoko actually working close together with the company that's creating this anime series. And the storyline, if they add in filler episodes, I'm sure she probably intended it to, or she agreed that would happen. So all I'm saying is, for the people who don't know anything about the original manga, just giving a break, see if it'll work. You know, why not go in an open mind? You might actually like this better than the original anime, and you grew up on it. Remember, this is also kind of a separate series from the original anime, so although they may hint at stuff from the original anime, it is pointing directly to the manga. And although the original anime technically was also pointing to the original anime, they also differed a lot away from the original manga. So let's keep it in mind. And you know, let's just see if we like it. You may love it. Anyway, so I had fun talking to you guys. I'd like to see you next time on whatever I talk about next. Okay, bye!